Shanique, I care less of what you think of me, so long as I'm happy.
Nice.
So long as my life, it's what I think it should be, and I'm at peace with it. I'm content with what my life is.
Yeah.
What you think of me right now doesn't bother me. What car I drive is what car I choose to drive, not what people, the society think I should be driving.
Yeah.
The area code I live is the one I've chosen because I'm comfortable with it, not the one that people think Paris Mbuthia should be living in, whichever area code.
Yeah.
The way I dress, my choice.
Repeat that one.
My dress, my choice. My 50th birthday, I went to Zanzibar and I took some few photos with my bikini, and I was really brave enough to post them. And some people were like, hi, you have that courage at 50 to post photos with your bikini. And I was like, again, I own this body. It's mine.
Yours.
I've worked hard for it. Whether you like how it look or how it doesn't look, what does it got to do with me?
Hi everyone, my name is Shan Kathure and this is Unfiltered with Shan. And today I have hijacked Paris Mbuthia TV. This is a new face to you and I'm all about talking self-care, self-love and taking care of yourself, faith. Yani, we are going to be having raw and candid conversations. And now let me introduce my guest for today. She is Paris Mbuthia. I'm sure she'll tell us more about herself because it's my show today. Karibu sana, Paris.
Asante, I'm humble.
Hey Paris, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, now, who is Paris Mbuthia? Paris Mbuthia is a mother of two. Two beautiful girls, one almost 28 this December, and the other one is 19 years old. Paris Mbuthia is a middle-aged woman. I'm 50 years young, married, happily married, I thank God. Paris Mbuthia is a businesswoman who do different kind of business, just trying, as Kikuyu would say, no kogeria.
No kogeria money.
Money. So meaning, tunajaribu tu, we're trying. So yeah, and I'm also, Paris Mbuthia TV because I enjoy beautiful story and I'm humbled today that now I get to come to your show and you're interviewing me and I can't wait to hear. I don't even know what we're going to be talking about. I'm excited about it. It's like a mother-daughter kind of
conversation.
Yeah,
thank you so much for having me. And I am so honored and I'm so grateful. And first things first, you said you're 50 years young. That is a very, very beautiful way to introduce yourself. And maybe you can start by telling us why do you say that? Why do you say you're 50 years young?
You know what? I own my age. Okay. There's something that, I don't know whether it's myth or is what, but a lot of women don't like saying their age. I realize that. The moment you ask someone, a woman of my age or even younger, even like you, 25, and the moment I ask you, how old are you? You're like kind of, did you have to ask me my age? Why do people have to know my age? Then I decided I'm going to own my age. I've never been shy to say my age from when I was 20, 30, 40, now I'm on 50. And I bet you if God give me long life, when I'm 90, I'll still be proud of saying I'm 90. Why? It's my age. Why should I hide it?
That's true.
So I never see why people fight it, especially women. Because men don't seem to have that problem. They do. These days they do too, because they wanna, I don't know. But as for me, I feel like I wanna own it. I'm a grandmother. I always say, I am a grandmother of one. I love being a grandmother of one. I enjoy showing off my grandbaby. So, but a lot of people be like, Usinita Shosho. I don't want to be called Shosho. I still look young. Who is Shosho? I want to be called Shosho. Call me Shosho because the Bible says, mwenye anaonanga mtoto wake, she who live to see grandchildren have seen the what? The goodness of God in the land of the living.
That is
so
true.
Why should I not brag about seeing the goodness of the Lord in the land of, seeing 50 with the life expectancy these days? Celebrate being 50. There are so many people who died before they reach
They
that
reached 50.
milestone.
That is
so
true.
as for me, I am proud of it, and I love this season of my life.
Oh, that's very, very beautiful and a very beautiful perspective. So to the women outside there, be proud of your age. If you're 25 like me, be proud about it and live through it, yeah? Okay, so I'm sure people might be surprised, Kwanzaa. Why am I having Paris on this show? First of all, you're someone I have grown to admire because of how you take care of yourself. I look at you and then I'm like, how the hell are you 50? How are you 50? Yeah. And maybe so today I just want us to talk about self-care, self-love, maybe the lessons you've learned throughout your 50 years in life.
Yeah.
And maybe we can start by talking about your self-care habits. What do you do?
First of all, let's first discuss what is self-care, self-love. Because a lot of people, when they hear self-care, self-love, they going for vacation, going for facials, lying in bed all day, doing nothing. No. Self-care, self-love is beyond that.
Yeah.
What are you letting in? You see, I think people don't think that is self-care and self-love. Who are you listening to? Shan, who are you listening to? Who is speaking into your life?
Paris Mbuthia.
See, those things are self-care, self-love. Because garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. So who are the people that are molding you? Who are you looking up to? Are they really what you want to become? Their character. You know?
Yeah.
Is it what you want to emulate? Self-care, self-love. What are you eating? Do you exercise? Do you meditate?
Interesting.
Are you investing in yourself? What have you learned lately that is going to impact others? Are you thinking of others? Are you putting out for others? Or is it about me, 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 me?
Yeah.
See, self-love, self-care is broad. But a lot of people think it's very broad. People think it's just, nimeenda kwa spa leo, I've spent the whole day in the spa, I've done my self-love, self-care. That's just for you. It's a good thing and you should do it.
Yeah.
But beyond that, what else are you doing to make sure that you're living in your purpose, to make sure that you're happy, regardless of what's happening in the world or in your environment?
Yeah.
Because that is self-love. For example, now we live in Kenya. At the moment, there's a lot going on. The economy is not stable, a lot of political heat, sometimes up, down, up, down, up, down. So you're just like, where are we today? Where are we today? What's happening?
Yeah.
Now, if you do not regulate the amount of news you're watching, you might now be living on the edge and always having anxiety.
Yeah.
True? Right now in Kenya, you could be having anxiety. If you're employed, you don't know whether you have your job tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you're a business owner like me, you don't know whether your business will be opening doors tomorrow or what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
That alone there, if you do not balance that, and if you do not watch on what you're feeding yourself, what you're letting in, that is not self-care. And it's not self-love. So self-care, self-love is all those things. Trying to balance your life, not only looking good, not only, it's a salon day, I'm going to be doing my hair. That's a good self-care, self-love journey. But also, your mental health is self-care.
That's
you
true.
need to protect your mental health.
Yeah.
Because you could be looking very beautiful, Shan.
Yeah.
But if here you're disturbed, that's why you will find somebody who is famous, have a lot of money, doing good in life. They were found dead in their bathtub. They took their own life. Then you're thinking, what were they lacking?
That's true.
They have everything that I would want to have. Why would they take their life? Mental health, right?
Yeah.
So as they were taking care of themselves, they forgot their mental health to protect it. I'm not saying that you cannot get mental health because of no fault of yours. It happened. But most of the time you find that we start by stress. Then if we don't manage the stress, it goes to depression.
That's true.
So it's the moment you start feeling, here I'm off balance. right there. That's where self-care, self-love kick in. You gotta say, wait a minute. If I don't manage this now, tomorrow, I might sink into depression. And before I know it, I'm in point of no return.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
And nowadays, we can tell that mental health is actually a priority. In this case, si kama kitambo, maybe you can tell us, 25 years ago, what did self-care look like, or self-love, or even taking care of your mental health? How did it look like for you? And maybe before you answer, I'd like to give my viewers like a flashback. For Paris, you were in abroad, right? And when you go abroad, life gets busy at some point. Maybe through that, I was just giving the viewers a flashback of your life. And maybe you can talk about that, navigating a busy environment, how self-care and self-love and taking care of your mental health looked like then compared to now.
What a big difference. It's like night and day, man. Okay, I went to UK after high school. So I was 18. First of all, culture shock. When you go to UK and you're like, whoa. First of all, I thought people sweep money on the street. For me, I thought as soon as I land Heathrow Airport, Paris is lit. I'm going to become a billionaire within a week. Then you go there, you're like, I've come from a home where we have house girl. Now I have to clean, cook, do everything. You mean hakuna job? Tunaenda kufagia, don't we eat? I mean, that alone, it sharpened my mental health a lot. Because now trying to balance life with what I thought was and reality.
Okay.
Right there. I was young, 18, in a foreign country, even though I could speak English, the accent, if you have listened people who speak with British accent, if you don't listen well, I kept on saying, pardon me, pardon me, pardon me, pardon me, because literally they had to repeat something 2-3 times before I could get what they were saying. And I think being away from home at that young age, clearly, it was also another thing. It had its advantage and disadvantage. Advantage in essence that now I'm freedom, 18. I could do what I could never do while living at home. Like having a boyfriend, going out with a boyfriend whenever I feel like, having a boyfriend sleep over at you, sleeping over at the boyfriend. Those things. But then the opposite of that was that now that too much freedom too soon when you're that young, if you don't manage it well, it also can destroy you. Tuko pamoja up to that level.
Tuhamwe.
And so now you said I compare then and now. But that time I was a people pleaser also. What people thought of me mattered. What people said about me mattered. How people saw me mattered. What I dressed, how I looked, how I smelled. Everything was very important to me at that age. Now, fast forward to now Paris Mbuthia at 50. For my mental health, Shanique, I care less of what you think of me so long as I'm happy. So long as my life, it's what I think it should be. And I'm at peace with it. I'm content with what my life is. What you think of me right now doesn't bother me. What car I drive is what car I choose to drive. Not what people, the society think I should be driving. The area code I live is the one I've chosen because I'm comfortable with it. Not the one that people think Paris Mbuthia should be living in. Whichever area code. The way I dress, my choice.
Repeat that one.
My dress, my choice. It's not about, 50-year-old dress like this. Put me in a box now because I'm 50, I should be in a certain box of 50-year-old. Who said, but then who come with these rules? That you should do this by this age, you should be married by this age, you should own a home by this age, you should have many children by this age. The list goes on and on and on. As for me now, when I was young then, that mattered. What everybody thought about me mattered. I swear, it mattered. And I lived to please my parent, I lived to please my sibling, I lived to please my friends, my neighbor, even strangers who don't know me. I cared about what they think about me.
And let me just cut you short.
Yes.
I actually read somewhere that people care more about themselves than they even care about another person. Like, hata ukiangalia, you find yourself thinking a lot about you, what you'll eat, what you wear. Paris doesn't even cross my mind when I'm going about my life. So why would we care about how other people view us?
Because it's all here, yeah? We have a twisted mindset.
That's true.
It's a matter of, as a man thinketh, so is he.
Yes.
I never used to understand that until now I got it. Like, oh, as I think, so am I. So therefore, if I think, people will think of me a certain way when I go out. I want to now dress or drive or whatever according to the people that will be outside. Even though you're trying to impress somebody who is not impressed. True. Most of the time you're impressing people who are not impressed. Maybe nobody even will notice. It's like today I'm dressed in this blue whatever. Yeah. Maybe I swear people that have come across, they didn't even notice what color dress I was wearing. Yeah, but there I am thinking everybody's gonna notice this. Because we all are, okay, and I think I told my mom, I was having a conversation with my mother the other day, and I told her, Mom, people used to say, oh, she's so full of herself. And I used to feel so embarrassed about that. Oh my God, I used to feel so not abused or so, Now, I told my mom, I like when people say I'm full of myself, because if I'm not full of myself, who else do I want to be full of? Shan, exactly. Who else do I want to be full of if it's not myself? I came to realize being full of yourself is not a bad thing. It means you're that comfortable. You are at your essence. I am Paris Mbuthia. I am in love with Paris Mbuthia. I will do what works for Paris Mbuthia. I will do what's right by Paris Mbuthia. And the rest can wash in the bush and wash. Watch me do me and do it well. If you're not happy with it, it's okay. Because this is my life, it's not yours. So I shouldn't live life based on you. Because you are you. Then things that make you happy, things that make you tick, they are not the same. Maybe even our intellectual level is not the same. You could be very intellectual. Your IQ is high, mine is and I'm trying to be like you. Do you get it? Yeah. You're tall, I'm short. Yeah. And I'm trying to be like you. So now I'll see you dressed in a certain way. I'm like, I want to dress like that. But maybe body shape is not the same. True. So once you come to understand that, you will be full of yourself and you'll be proud of it. Yeah.
And Paris, thank you so much for talking about people pleasing, because I feel like I should shift the conversation to there. And how did you overcome that? Like, maybe what are some of the things that you started doing to overcome being a people pleaser?
Let me tell you the truth, and this is honest truth. Yeah, I was struggling with a personal issue I was going through. Family issues, not marriage issue, but family issue with my birth family. Like, my relationship with my dad was very tinted somewhere. I think I've said that in my book and so many videos, so it's not, I don't feel strange saying that. And one day I decided to see a counselor. Just to understand this relationship, why, it doesn't seem to go. I loved my dad, and I really, it's like I lived for pleasing my dad. I wanted him to be proud of me. Being firstborn of my mom, I wanted him to be happy and be proud of me. So everything I did, I considered what would he say. And the day I decided now I'm married, I have children, I have to start not pleasing my dad, but I need to start living life for me, for my children, for my marriage, evil. And this person looked at me straight on my face and asked me, Paris, I'm gonna ask you one question that I need honest truth, honest answer. When you do ABCD, to your sibling, to your dad, to your mom, to whoever, even to your children, even to your husband, what is in it for you? Why do you do it? Because the only reason you do it is because there is something in it for you. If there is nothing in it for you, you will not be doing it. You will not be denying yourself happiness for it. So what's in it for you, Paris? That is your homework. Go think about it. come with the answer. Boy, it slapped me hard. I was like, what's in it for me, by the way? What's in it for me? What's in it? What's in it? What's it? Oh my God. And then the next meeting here, the person was like, so what's the answer?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, you are right. I did this because I wanted to be the best daughter ever to my dad. I'm the best child. I'm that firstborn who is responsible, who is very responsible. And I wanted to be an example to my sibling because I didn't want my mother to ever say, look at you now.
Yeah.
Look at your sisters. Look at your brothers. What an example. Useless child. I mean, I was afraid of that. And not because my mom had ever said anything like that to me. Oh, my dad. It was in my head that if I don't do this right, they're going to batch me like this. My sibling will end up like this, and I'll always be blamed for it. So I took this burden that was not even mine to start with. Yeah. And nobody told me to. You get? You build this thing in your head that not a sibling of yours ask you to. No, they did. They didn't come and tell you, we want you to be a good example. They did. You're doing it. Why? Because there was something in it for you. The moment I realized that, and that's when things shifted like this. I was like, okay, so I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. So I don't have to do anything that doesn't line up with Paris. So I don't have to, if I'm asked for money, and that money was meant for another bill, then now I'm like, because I don't want to make my father not happy or my mother or my, now I'm denying myself here. My bill is not paid here so that I can give here. Or not even money. Sometimes it's nothing to do with money. Even time. You've asked me, are you available? You know that conversation start. If you ever hear somebody ask you, Jan, how is your tomorrow? You know that's going to this a request that's coming with it. You're like, oh, my tomorrow is chill. Oh, so you're not doing anything tomorrow. I have a humble request. Even your time. I was giving my time carelessly. Giving my time, my money, myself, my everything carelessly without first putting myself first and thinking, have I taken care of me first? Before I can. Because, Chan, you can only serve people at your overflow.
That's true.
There's no way you can be empty and you're serving someone.
That's true.
First, you have to be so full of yourself, so full of yourself, guys, that you're serving others from the overflow. I'm not saying don't give. I'm not saying don't be kind. I'm saying I'm all those things now, but I balance it. I have learned to say no when I need to say no. Yes, when it suits me, and when it's healthy for me to say yes, but not unhealthy yes. Because unhealthy yes, I mean what? You know for sure tomorrow you're going to work in the morning, but a friend of yours called you in the evening. Chan, we're going out. I don't know what you call it these days. Our days we used to go to live or go shake a leg or whatever. So then you're like, oh, it's 9. Ideally, I should be showering to go to bed. But because my friend have said we are going out, you shower to go out. You're supposed to be going to bed, but now you shower to go out.
Dunda.
Okay, and now you're supposed to be at work in the morning. You've gone Dunda mpaka 5 in the morning. Kesho you go to work. You can't perform. You're unproductive. So your boss end up noticing that. Either you end up losing your job or, you're just not yourself and you start being tardy at work. You start being careless. Before you know, maybe you're jobless or whatever. Things like that. And it happened to me when I was young. So now, if you call me at 9 p.m. and say, Paris, let's go out. And I'm already in my pajama. The answer is no and it stays no. The answer is, tomorrow I have an early morning, so going out tonight is not happening, but we can plan another time. Saying no now is easier for me than it used to be
back then. And I think we should have a whole other episode about that, because I'm sure very many of us struggle with people pleasing. I am a people pleaser, and I am trying to recover. And I feel like people pleasers are generally nice people. It's just that they 100%. Don't have limits
100%
to being very nice people. So this is a conversation we should have in future, because It's very insightful and very enlightening. So even as we wind up, you've shown us like the difference between taking care of yourself back then and now that you're 50, living very well. And I think my main question to you is, were there times maybe you felt you were not enough? Were there times you felt you were not worthy, that you decided to take these steps for taking care of yourself?
Oh my God, every day. Even now I'm 50, there's a time. See, devil is a liar. There's always that small voice that will come in your head. Hey, you're not worth it. You're not good enough for this.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially
you look like a clown.
And sometimes God will do something, work all things together for good, and maybe something work out so good for you. Imagine I still find myself, pinching myself like, is this happening? Is this for me? Am I worth it? No, because why? Earlier before, I used to think I don't deserve this because maybe of where I've came from, maybe of, ease of it to my education, this and this. So you'd always question yourself when God bless you with something. Guy, even somebody like me, this.
Like you don't feel like you deserve it.
Or you feel like you have to work so hard to earn something, and you forget that sometimes God just will bless you without even lifting a finger, because what is yours is yours. So even now, I'll be a liar to look at you in your face and say, I don't experience that sometimes, but now I'm wiser to know that's a lie that is speaking in my voice. That's one of the voices. You know how we say there are some voices in ourselves that we should be putting the volume high. There are some that we have to put the volume down. Now that's one of the voices in my head. When it comes, I'm like, shut up. Put the volume down and amplify the volume that tells me, Paris, you're worthy that and more. In fact, this is not enough. You need more than this. You get?
Yeah,
but I have suffered that. And a lot when like I said, on my 20s and 30s, it's where I really suffered that. And now as I crept into 40 and now 50s, I've come to my it's like full circle. It's full circle. I'm like, don't think about that. I don't care whether you think I'm worth it or not.
That's yours.
That's you, not me. That's a you problem, not mine. And once you learn to deal with that, all of a sudden, I swear I'm the most happiest I've ever been in my life. And this is no lie. So God is my witness. Because now I don't live for people anymore. I live for me. And more importantly, I live to serve God, not people. So whatever I do, so long as I think it's okay with my maker and myself, we are good. The rest of the people, like I said, they can watch in the bush and watch. And that's how I take care of my mental health.
Wow.
And self-care, self-love. Of course, I love to look good. Let me answer that. I love to look good. I eat well. I watch what I eat, of course. I exercise. I love fashion. So I see, and so those things, again, they are self-care, self-love. Because once you know what looks good on you, you work hard to get it. Once you know what makes you feel good, you work hard to make sure you get it. So now I make that a priority. I try to eat food that I know are good for me, and I try to work out because also, hey, for aesthetic purpose.
Okay, to look good.
Yes.
In that dress or bikini or whatever.
I actually do that. I on my 50th birthday, I went to Zanzibar and I took some few photos with my bikini, and I was really brave enough to post them. And some people were like, hi, you have that courage at 50 to post photos with your bikini. And I was like, again, I own this body. It's mine.
Yours.
I've worked hard for it. Whether you like how it look or how it doesn't look, what does it got to do with me? It is mine. And sometimes I find people who judge you a lot online, there are people who wish they were
like you.
They have the courage to do what you do, but they don't. They'll be the people hiding behind the keyboard, writing nonsense there, Oh my God, I'm 50. Oh my God. But at the same time, it's somebody who's looking and saying, my God, I wish I can look like that. I wish I have that courage to do that, but I don't. So once you know that, like I said, you live your life unapologetically, and you do you good.
Yes.
Kesi badai.
I don't think we're going to wrap up there kwanza. Hata kama ametupatia hiyo stopper kesi badai. But Paris, I know out there, maybe there's someone who feels like they're not worthy. Who feels like hata nikianza kujitunza nitaanza wapi. Maybe they are a recovering people pleaser, or they are people pleasers and they don't know. Maybe they don't know. Just a word of encouragement to them, and I'm sure it's going to impact someone out there.
Yeah. What I would say to that people pleaser like me, I was, still I am, sometimes I have to, it's like an alcoholic. You have to keep on reminding yourself that if you go close to the drink, you might find yourself indulging and go back to where you were before you recovered. So I have to keep on reminding myself that I was a people pleaser. I'm still a people pleaser. It's working. It's non-ending journey. You have to keep on working on you. But what you have to always stop and ask yourself is, why are you doing it? If today I call you and say, Shan, it is now 1 a.m. and I'm calling you because and then I want you to do it now. And I'm your friend. I want you to come to my house now because 1 a.m. If it's a close friend and it's an emergency, yes, you need to be there for your friend. But if they're just calling you because they know they can abuse your relationship, anytime I call, Shana nachukuanga. Even if I call at 2 a.m.
I keep people label you, but ati atakubali tu.
Sindio? Nikimwambia kesho tuende tu ushago, atasema tu, Shana, are you free tomorrow? Naenda ushago and I need company. You will drop everything to go. So ask yourself, why? And most of the time here we struggle. It's not even with friends, it's with family members. That is where, honestly, people pleaser is so amplified.
True.
When it comes to family member. Always slow yourself down and ask yourself, if I didn't do this, can other sibling do it too? Is it only me who need to do this? Am I the only one who qualify for this? If the answer is no, you're not the only one. Meaning, if you do it and you're really feeling you shouldn't be doing it, you're people pleasing. Do you get it? Your mom need to be taken somewhere. Are you the only person who can do it?
No.
Is there somebody else who can do it, even if it's not your sibling? So why are you feeling guilty that you are sending your mother with a driver or something? I'm not, you know, or even if it's matatu. You know, can she do it alone? Why is it you must do it? Do you get it? So once you start answering this question, I'm just giving family member because I know that's where most people struggle. Another struggle people have for pleasing is at place of work. You find your place of work. So you're always trying to impress your boss, or you're trying to impress your co-workers. So sometimes you find it's good to go over and above the call of duty. But when it's affecting now your mental health, when you're not sleeping well because you're up 2 a.m. trying to meet assignment that your boss gave you. You get.
I get.
And because tomorrow you want to come as the, you know, when you enter the office, their assignment you're supposed to finish in a week, yours you finish in a day. Because you want to impress your boss and now bring me more. Give me more, boss. I'm done. Eventually you'll burn out. And then when you burn out, are you in a good? No. So you'll be fired. Because now what you are hired for, you're not even, you thought you are doing well until you're not doing well. Tuko pamoja. So life is about balancing. Do well. Love people. Serve God. More importantly, love God. Love yourself. And always think, why am I stop at everything. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I buying this car? Why am I buying this house? Why am I renting this house? Why am I buying this dress? Why am I changing this hairstyle? Why am I changing work? Why am I? Ask yourself. If you slow down, pause, and always ask yourself that question. Imagine the answer is there. if you listen,
yeah,
that voice is where I say now amplify it. Like ongeza volume hapo, so that you can hear yourself very well, because the answer lies there. And when you now learn to do that, you'll find that slowly, ni kama alcoholic, you'll start being detoxed, detox, and you balance life. If you are doing people pleasing daily, you start not doing it daily. And before you know it, you're like, Allah, wow, I'm a happy person.
But then let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
For example, how often do you, or how long do you take to reply to a request? Maybe I'm like, Paris, are you free tomorrow? Like, what's the span you take to reply? Because I realize sometimes you just say yes for the sake of yes.
Now, what I do this day, if you want to call me, it's easier when it's text, because you can delay replying the text. But when it's a phone call and you've already answered it, it becomes tricky. So what I do now, if somebody calls me like, hey Paris, how are you? Wow, it's been a minute. So by the way, how is your next week? I'm like, wow, let me get back to you on that.
Okay.
Did you have something in mind? I must look at my diary and see what's happening next week. Oh, okay, I was thinking next week, Wednesday, I need for us to go to Rorashio, I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
So I was hoping you are available so we can go. Now I'll say, like I said, I'm going to have to look at my diary. Is it okay if I get back to you maybe earliest or latest tomorrow? Then they'll be like, okay. Now after I put that phone down, I can honestly look at my diary and say, I don't feel like doing this, not because I'm occupied that day, but because at the moment it wasn't in my plan, because this will need money financially. Do I have financial capability of going to, for example, we are going to Nyeri or we're going to Meru for Russia. Now that's coming with financial. Cindy,
that's
because
true.
We have to, am I gassing my car, or are you taking me with your car? Are we going to eat? Are we sleeping there? I have to do that calculation. And my bottom line is not making sense. If my math is not mathing, the answer to you is a no. I'm sorry, I'll be supporting you from afar, but I'll support you with prayers, or maybe no, it's true.
That's true.
Because this venture, I can afford it. But before, I would borrow. I would use credit card. Just so I can make sure that you're not going to say I'm not a good friend, or a good sister, or a good, daughter, or a good whatever.
Wow. So that was a very interesting conversation. I wasn't expecting it to take that shift, but we have capitalized on people pleasing and how to overcome that. And thank you so much, Paris, for joining me today. It was a very insightful conversation. And to my viewer, if you're out there and you're struggling with people pleasing, you're struggling with boundaries, or maybe you're even struggling to take care of yourself and to love yourself, please be kind to yourself. And know that at the end of the day, you only have you. You're only left with yourself. When people are coming or whether they're going, yani uko tu solo, ni wewe tu na hii maisha. So if you have any questions that you'd like us to discuss, or if you have any interesting comment, or maybe you'd like to share about your life, how you overcame people pleasing, how you take care of yourself, we have a comment section that we can freely engage. And I'll be very, very willing to respond to your questions. And until that, have a lovely day, night. See you next time.